Hello and welcome into another edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hickson. I'm your lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI, and I'm so grateful to be joining you once again on this Wednesday morning. And we are about 12, 13 hours removed from Arizona State's uh, really. I'm gonna fall short of saying that it's a season-defining victory, but it's certainly their best victory of Big 12 play, and it's their most impressive victory since probably taking down Santa Clara over 2 months ago. Uh, Arizona State stayed above 500, uh, managed to stay above 500, managed to avoid falling below 500 for the first time this season, and are quietly working to compete for the to climb up the conference standings over the last few weeks of the conference season. I believe they have 6 games remaining, and right now the Sun Devils sit at 13th in the Big 12. It's going to be tough for them to pass up Colorado, but they have a realistic chance to pass up Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, possibly TCU. They could get to roughly the middle quartet of the conference. We'll see how it goes over the next 4 weeks of action. They still play Baylor. They still have to play Utah again. So there's a chance that they get to 6, 8, 7 conference wins, and who knows? It's pretty wide open once you get past Texas Tech in the standings. There's an opportunity for them to climb up, and that's all you need is an opportunity. And I think that there's a chance that Arizona State runs with that opportunity. Um, let's get into discussing the game a little bit. So, after the game, we got to talk to Oklahoma State head coach Steve Lutz, and he really gave Arizona State a lot of credit for really converting on the opportunities that were given to them. He was honest. He said that he didn't believe that it was a clean game on either side of the aisle when it came to play on offense, and that's kind of reflected in the final bottom line for both teams in terms of efficiency from the field, how many free throws were taken. There was 62 free throws taken between both teams in this game. 28 total turnovers between both teams. It wasn't the cleanest game, but he did give Arizona State credit for winning the rebounding battle. I believe Arizona State secured um 26 defensive rebounds and Oklahoma State 24. And then what really won Arizona State the game, in my opinion, was the 19 offensive rebounds that they grabbed. And go figure, rebounding matters in determining the outcome of a game. I think Arizona State had 28 second chance points off of the 19 offensive rebounds. Santiago Truitt and Masamba Diop accounted for 10 of those 19 offensive boards, and both had really, really strong performances. I'd say that Truitt and Diop were the difference in the game ultimately. And you could say Andrea Gurevich too. This was a front court heavy game, with the emphasis was heavily on the front court, and that's what I was kind of saying going into the game. I mean, Oklahoma State has a couple of bigs, but their rotation is really heavily predicated on guard play. And I think Arizona State's is as well to an extent with Pig Johnson, with Mo Odom, and with Bryce Ford, and even Noah Mayusin. But in this case, Arizona State definitely had the advantage in the back line of things, and that ends up reflecting even in what Alan Mukeba was able to do off the bench. Mukeba, 6 points, 7 boards, 2 blocks, and he continues to bring trademark energy to the table. Uh, he rarely ever plays out of the context of the offense. Uh, yeah, and I want to go back to Santiago Truitt for a minute. Uh, this is probably his best game as a Sun Devil. He was a +3 and a 9 point win, so there was a little bit of gaps that got filled up when he was on the floor. But overall, an efficient game from him. He was finishing very, very well in the lane. 10 rebounds, which led the team, obviously. He even blocked a shot and got a steal. Great, great game for Santiago Truitt. And I wanted to talk about Noah Mayusin as well. Not the most efficient. It really wasn't the most efficient game for several Sun Devils. I mean, Pig Johnson, 2 for 10 from the floor. Bo Odom, 3 for 10 from the floor. Noah Mayusin, 2 for 7 from the floor. But the guards really came through with clutch plays, whether it was pressuring the rim, getting to the free throw line, knocking down a clutch shot. Mo Odom, Steve Lutz, like I said, the Oklahoma State head coach really said the shot that Mo Odom hit at 4 minute mark, the pull-up three-pointer really took the life out of Oklahoma State, and they had lost the game in his opinion prior to that. But that was really what served as the dagger, the proverbial dagger. Same with Noah Mayusin. I think a lot of people are going to overlook the game that he had. But I mean, 2 for 7 from the floor, it is what it is. But one of the two shots they hit was served as one of the biggest moments of the game. He put together an absolute hustle, an absolute clinic on the hustle department of things by running into the lane and grabbing an offensive rebound that looked like it was going to go to the Cowboys. He dribbled around for a couple seconds. He pulled up for a mid-range jumper and nailed it. And that continued to push the momentum towards Arizona State. Uh, and beyond that, Mayusin, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Bobby Hurley really credited him with making several plays around the margins. And it was just a strong team effort from Arizona State, even though they did turn the ball over 11 times. They only shot 40% from the floor, only shot 24% from three-point range. There's still a lot to like from what the Sun Devils put together in this game. And 13 and 12 record, we've been saying that 18 wins is the benchmark that Arizona State needs to get to have hopes of reaching an NCAA tournament. And um it's going to be an uphill climb because only 6 regular season games remain. And that means they need to win 5 of their last 6 regular season games, which means they need to beat two of Iowa State, Kansas, and Texas Tech, which I don't know how attainable that is. I think they have a good chance to beat TCU, Baylor, and Utah, which would put them at 16 wins, which means they need to get at least 2 conference tournament victories. But we'll see. They have definitely had positive momentum going into the Texas Tech game, and I don't think Texas Tech is unbeatable. I think if they put together a good game plan to contain JT Toppin, that they have a chance as long as they play relative mistake-free basketball on the offensive side. I mean, against Texas Tech, you're going to have to shoot 35% or better from three. 11 turnovers probably isn't going to cut it. There's several things that you need to shore up in the week before that game, but I think that we've been going back and forth with this for weeks now, but I don't think that this win is a fluke. I think that they have a chance to back this up over the last month of the season. I really do. I think that this was their breakout performance, and we'll see what happens over the last 6 games of the regular season. Until then, stay tuned with Arizona State on SI for the best Arizona State content on the marketplace. And like I said, next game against Texas Tech coming up this Tuesday. And I will be there to cover the game for each and every one of you. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Sun Devils Insider Podcast, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.